Hello everyone, welcome to Poet's Choice book reading session with Jennifer Ayala. Whilst you wait for everyone to join, I'd like to share that Poet's Choice has been around for 8 years so far. Hi Deepak, how are you doing? It's nice to see you around. And we've been doing poetry events called Poet's Choice Night since 2013 with Whistling Woods International. We've published a number of poets from India and we've been doing pretty well with that. We also had certain products that we launched called Poet's Choice pens and t-shirts and lots of other things that came in. Whilst we wait, I'm just giving a brief intro about how Poet's Choice came into being. Poet's Choice came into being through a group called Our Poetry on Orkut, which had quite a lot of active poets on board, and I put all those poems together that those people had wanted to publish, and I published the book along with myself. Hi Charles. Okay, so we have our poet here with us. I'd like to invite her. So we'll wait for her to join in. Hi. So how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, so I think one of the checks we'd left out with was how do we join the people who'd like to give reviews. So
Yeah.
you'll just basically need to give me the names and I'll add them to the event whenever that needs to be done.
Okay, I will.
Okay, great. And so basically, let's begin today's event by saying that your book is immensely doing really well. And you must continuously share it on Instagram, which was doing pretty well for you. I can see that people are really showing interest in your book. And I hope that it keeps on happening. And I really like to share that it's doing wonders. I can see quite a lot of people are live with us, and I welcome them all to this event. And today, I'd like to welcome the star of the show, Jennifer Ayala, who is a writer from Texas, born in Big Spring.
Yes.
If that's okay.
Big Spring, Texas.
Okay. So we'll begin the show tonight a little differently. I'd like to read out the first few pages from your book. The one that is titled Non-Perishable Love. And let's begin with that. So this is the book. It's called Where Have All the Blue Jays Gone? And I'm flipping to the page that is Non-Perishable Love. Jennifer Ayala is a Texan-born native with her roots embedded deeply in the West Texas soil. It was there that she learned of love, loss, and the ability to heal oneself. That is beautifully phrased, and I really love that. And so, going onwards, then we have a dedication page. So, will you like to read the dedication page, or should I do the honors?
Whatever you want, I can do it.
Go on, you might do it. It's something which I do. Yes.
This book is dedicated to anyone who has ever loved, to anyone who has ever lost love, and everyone in between the two. Truthfully, I have been there more times than I would have liked to have been. Heartbreak, my loves, never gets any easier. We all lose fragments of our hearts and ourselves within each person that feels like home at such times in our lives. Love hurts and love heals. And no matter how many times it has broken me, I always choose love over and over again. I have written these poems of my life as genuinely raw as they have been lived. Though sometimes quite depressive, I have spent all the years of my life romanticizing love and never giving up hope. Fact is, I have deemed myself as a hopeless romantic, but maybe I am just hopeless. Although I have shared a lifetime of love with all the wrong people, it has taught me something vitally important: what love is not. I am eternally grateful for the love that has been bestowed upon me, for without it, I would have never had much to write about. Written over a 3-year span of my life, the poems within this book were mostly composed when loving someone was simply an addiction. My hope is not to necessarily aim for any one audience in particular, but to a wide range of people who share some sort of relation. Someone who can pick up my book, read one of my poems, and sink into it so deeply that they are immersed in the comfort of its words. A delicate attempt at crawling into one's lap as to say, "Darling, you are not alone." For in life, it simply takes but one momentous occasion, one fascinating person, to write a lifetime of poetry about. Thank you to my muse, all of you.
That's really nice. So, out of that dedication, I I particularly caught one line over here. I have shared a lifetime of love with all the wrong people. It has taught me something vitally important: what love is not. I really totally relate with this. I have had a life similar to that, and I can tell you that it's been really a journey.
Right.
And and can you emphasize more about what you meant here? So,
What I meant when
yes.
I wrote that, that I don't know that, I feel like maybe I just grew up watching my parents. My parents have had like the most beautiful love that I have ever witnessed. And so I grew up thinking that that's what love was all the time. Like, it was a perfect love to me. Like, my mom was like this queen, and my dad was like always, ready to do anything for her and treat her like the queen that she was. And they had such a lifetime of love. They've been together since they were 16, I believe, 15 and 17. So that's where I learned love. And so every time I met somebody new that I, fell in love with, and I do it quite fast, I just felt as though it should be just like them. So when it wasn't, I immediately ran away from it. And so I have had, all these phases of different love that I thought was amazing love, and it never ended up that way. However, I think I've learned something from each person that I've been with. I've learned a little more of like not only myself, but of things that I'm wanting or that I don't want out of a relationship.
That really doesn't sound like love with all the wrong people. From what I understood, there was that not being understood. When
So
you are with the company of people who you try to make yourself understood, really struggle to be understood, and that's basically. But then, as you emphasized on your idolizing your parents, that's exactly how I have been through and I have experienced. I can see lots of people joining in, and I really thank all of them being there. And so, taking a dip into your life, you mentioned that Jennifer's affinity to writing began as a young girl when she found it to be most trusted outlet of therapy. If I may ask, how old were you when you started writing, if it's not being too rude?
well, let's see. I know that I was writing at least by 8 years old because my mom has kept my letters and my poems that I wrote to her, and all the stuff that like she did keep. I know some of it was dated back to when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, that's really very young.
Yes.
So, at that's really interesting. What came to my mind was that when I was that young, I was very fond of sending greeting cards. In India, there was this trend of greeting cards where on different occasions people would write and send greeting cards to each other. That was any which way
Like
coming.
homemade, right?
Yeah, that's how I ended up writing, and there were essays when you would write in certain projects that were given in school. So that's how I started writing, and my love with writing was started. And as you're sharing that you wrote to your mother, is somewhat in the similar lines. I think that's how the expression and art of expression comes
Yes.
out and starts. So, getting on, can you share some circumstances that led you to use poetry as a trusted outlet of therapy? You'll see, it'll expose the power of poetry, except the one that you shared that you would write to your mother, and any other circumstances which led you to expressively. That is not in the initial. What I mean to say is how you began writing, not in the initial stage, but maybe specifically interest in poetry. I mean to ask you.
I can't really say that like my interest was completely to my end goal was to write poetry. It's just to write. And I think that I never knew how to express my feelings like talking to someone. It was never easy for me. So I would wait till I was alone, and writing everything down helped me. It kind of helped me feel like a release. If I can, that's the only way I can explain it. And also growing up, my mother wrote us a lot of letters. So if we were in trouble, if she was happy about something, if she was praising about something, she always wrote us letters. So I think it was inevitable that I was going to want to write in order to, express my emotions and stuff. And so it just turned into poetry. Like I write short stories, and I have like 50 journals that I'm writing in at once. So I also just write, and it ended up being, I ended up just kind of breaking it down, I guess. And then I was, I've been told before, like, I thought poetry was supposed to like rhyme, and I'm like, I don't think so at all. Like it's a form of art as well. And you express it however you want, and that's just how it comes out to me.
Interesting. So, would you like to share maybe the short stories or poems that you have recently written?
My new ones?
Yeah, there's one Vcid who said, "Great job, Queen."
That's
over
one
here.
of my best friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's another comment, Queen of Poetry.
That's my friend.
Okay.
They're kind of biased.
Yeah, coming to a fan actually, before you recite your poems, in your bio you've said, through her never give up attitude, she hopes that her children learn resilience, perseverance, and the faith to always believe in themselves. So, have they learned anything so far?
I think that they are learning. So I had my oldest son when I was 15 years old. And
wow.
As you can imagine, I was like one of the first girls in high school to be walking around with a pregnant belly. So people, I believe, thought she'll never amount to anything. They tried to kick me out of the school to go to a school that was like just for pregnant girls. And life has not always been easy, but I think that, I've learned that if you want something in life, you have to work hard for it on your own, because nobody's going to hand you anything. Nobody's going to Nobody's gonna, do for you what you ultimately want, your life goals. And I saw my dad work hard all his life. My mom never had to work. He took care of her. So I think that I got that from him, my perseverance, and know that hard work is what everyone needs in their life. And I think that my kids see that now, that their mom works hard to get what she wants.
Absolutely. Hardships is the way to, success. And I recently saw a video which talks about grit and growth mentality. So these hardships is what I realize makes us strong to face life and to survive.
Right.
People who do not face failures or hardships and get success too easily are the ones who actually eventually fail or really face really difficult times in life, which they've. How do you say it's when you take the easy path, you get success and enjoy it for a short while, and then it's like
right.
The failure hits you very hard when it hits you in the long run. I've literally observed this, and I agree with you, what you just said, and I'm just trying to express my own thoughts if you agree.
Absolutely.
Yes. So please go on. We'd like to hear some of your work.
Oh, you want me to read one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I'll read the first one on the first page.
Go ahead.
It's called The Night Strangler. It was not long ago when you uttered those words, strangling my thoughts with your heartless desires. So each time I sat in front of my typewriter, each time my fingers began to surrender, you must know I begged, not today. Like an old broken record, the sounds on repeat, never a pause, just a phrase in my head. Again and again, that filth that you uttered, I never did cease with the when the ink became words. But for now, I'll pretend and give in to your wish. Tonight I won't write of you. I'll repress what once was. For when the night comes, I'll set my mind free. I'll quiet my thoughts only to hear. Stop writing about me.
I'm letting it sink into me.
Huh?
I'm letting it sink into me whilst I'm just giving myself a moment to. So
I actually had somebody tell me that, to somebody that I was deeply in love with, to stop writing about them. So I actually used the I remember, that day I was extremely hurt. So I went to my journal and I started writing in it, and I was like, one of the first things I wrote was stop writing about me. And then I kind of, went after that and said about what it was about and why I was told that. And then I wrote that poem. And usually when I write, I don't really edit too much. However it comes out, that's kind of the way I write it. And I print it that way. So yeah, that was a very difficult time in my life.
I can relate with that. I started writing when I was going through real trauma. I was the most unpopular one in the school, you can say, and really the odd one out in high school. So I really felt very bullied, you can say. Mm-hmm. But the journey after that has been a gold mine. Like digging into the hardships were actually like they dug the gold mine into me, and then I found gold. That's how it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I must tap upon this topic, that is the title of the book. Where have all the blue jays gone? That's a really catchy title. I'm sure our viewers would like to know where that came from and I'll put it here this way, that about the origins, symbolism, essence, and significance. I'll repeat that: origin, symbolism, essence, and significance. Would you like to shed some light on the title of the book?
Yeah, I'll just so I read once that blue jays find one other blue jay and they stick with them for life. And that was a symbolism that I read about blue jays. And so, as I've spoken about and as I always write about love and soulmates and your twin flame, I just felt like since I've had so many like different loves that I thought were, you know, the rest of my life, because I truly believe that when I love somebody, that this is it, you know, this is the person that I'll be laying next to when I die. So for me, where have all the blue jays gone means, you know, where are they? Like, where's my soulmate? Where's the love of my life? And really that it just to me, I mean, you know, since blue jays find the love of their life, where's mine? Because where are they all?
I'd like to first ask you two things. Firstly, are blue jays native to Houston or Texas? I mean, the birds.
I really don't know.
Okay. And secondly, I have something here that I did my finding about blue jays, and I'd like to share it with everyone, if you permit me. It's a little lengthy, but it's something
Absolutely.
really significant. You know, I just, so that since the name of the book is "Where Have All the Blue Jays Gone," I did the research on blue jays, and it's really interesting what I found out.
Okay, let's hear it.
So to those who do not see blue jays every day, it means if blue jay is appearing in front of you, that indicates that you need to communicate more clearly. And it also tells you that you need to take a closer look at the people you are dealing with. The blue jay is also encouraging you to be bold and follow your dreams. To those of us who see a blue jay every day, but before that, one must know a blue jay is one of the most spiritually powerful birds. Their spiritual meaning and symbolism hidden behind their appearance is something we shouldn't deny. Blue jay can inspire, motivate, and enlighten you. In the wilderness, blue jay survives thanks to its courage and fearlessness. When their nest is in danger, they are ready to defend it even from the larger predators. In those situations, they are extremely smart and focused. When blue jays are making their nest, they are not too much picky. They can adapt to every type of environment and can agree that that's a trait of intelligent creatures. The interesting thing about blue jays is they often irritate other birds.
They what?
Irritate. They often irritate other birds.
Eat?
Irritate.
Irritate.
Yes.
Oh,
irritate.
I do that. I definitely irritate everyone.
They disrupt all other birds with their raucous calls, but members of the species appreciate their loud nature, as blue jays also announce the presence of danger that way. Having all that in mind, seeing a blue jay is symbolizing changeability, mischief, and noise. Blue jays are also known for their ability of mimicry, which they often use when in danger. They can easily mimic the call of red-tailed hawks. That's what a blue jay can do. So that's really deep insight into the blue jays.
I appreciate all that extra information that I didn't even take the time. I just knew about one thing and I was like, that's it.
No, but interestingly, your book relates with that, and
Right.
there is
It
a
does.
spiritual aspect to your poems. I read through some of them, and I can say that they really, really have. Actually, I read all of them, and before I
Thank you.
went into publishing them, and just for today's event, I did read a few of them, and they really, really linked. Somehow, it was just coincidental or destined or what, I don't know, but they really related to the name of the book.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I was trying to pull up one of my newest poems that's going to be published as well, because I kind of wanted to give you a sense of like the different kind of writing I do. So lately I have been writing a lot of dark poetry. So I think that, the next book that I try to get published is definitely going to be on grief and loss and, just a lot of dark poetry. And I didn't plan on, writing that stuff. It just like I said, it just kind of came out, and I was like, I think that's, what I'm going to work on next. Honey, I need your help. I'm sorry.
Definitely.
This is not downloading. This file, I want to open this file up so I can read that one. It keeps going up there.
Okay.
Can we bring someone on?
Of course, I was about to say that. So, who would like to come on? There are people who are watching us.
I wonder if my son's still on here. I'd like to bring him on first.
What's his Instagram ID?
JW Green.
Okay, let me check. I don't see him here right now.
He left already? Okay. What about my mother?
What's her Instagram ID?
I don't. How do I know?
I have Charlie Ayala. If
yes, that's her. That's my mother.
Oh, okay. So we'll add her to the event. I'll just do that.
Mom, you have to accept it like you did yesterday. She's so funny.
That's okay. So I sent her an invite.
Okay.
I just hope that she is able to. So we can have 3 people.
There
yes. She is. Yes. Greetings from Poet's Choice. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby.
I wanted to bring you on to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Say something nice about your daughter, about my writing, where I got it from, how it stemmed.
Well, you say you got it from me, and that's very possible. I used to write letters to you all the time.
Why?
Well, because you needed me to.
There it is.
So please tell us something we don't know.
Like?
That will be really welcome.
Like what?
Anything you'd like to share.
Well, I have a lot to say about my daughter. She's been through a lot. She's a great mother, a great cop, a great writer, a great artist. She makes me very, very proud. She gets what she wants out of life. She's a go-getter.
Mom, who is that? Licha?
My sister.
I knew it. That's my aunt with her.
Yes. And as you can see, she's stunningly beautiful.
Mother. My family is all very biased.
She is a rock star. Your daughter is a rock star. I can tell you that.
Yes, I think so. I really am very, very proud of her.
Thank you, Mommy. Where's Dad?
You're welcome, baby. He said no.
Okay.
Okay. Some people are shy, so I am okay with that. I understand. If he's around, I'd like to have
Okay.
words. If you'd like to share something.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
That's my
Hello.
twin.
Welcome to the event, and it's
Thank
great
you.
to see you here.
Great to be here.
Pleasure to meet you too. So, do you have anything to say about your daughter's book or
Well,
about your daughter?
I'm very proud of everything she's accomplished. She's a go-getter, and I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just proud of her.
Thank you, Dad.
For what? You've done everything. I don't do nothing.
You just shared something that's good enough.
Well, everything she does, she goes out and does it. She's a go-getter. If she wants it done, she's gonna do it. I don't have to help her at anything. Hi, Jim.
Actually, I was wanting to ask this. What is your drive? What do you think your daughter's driven by? I'm sure it would be you or her mother or anything else. Is there anything else? What drives her to be this fighter and not giving up spirit that is there in her? What do you have to say about that?
She's a lot like my wife. My wife is also a go-getter, and she does everything on her own. Never asks me for help. I don't care. I mean, she will move the whole room around without any help, and she does it on a daily basis. So, well, I mean, she's a great daughter. All my daughters are great.
Okay.
Very proud of her.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you
you
so much. Okay, so
My
is
son's
there
in class.
anything?
That's why he left.
Oh,
My son, he's in class.
okay.
That's
Is
my
there
aunt.
anybody? Okay. So, shall we try and get your son on again, or
It's
is
okay.
there anybody else?
He's in college and he's in class. That's why he just texted me that he had to get off.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
And
Mom, you can
I
try
thought
again.
But I do.
I don't know. How does she get out?
I'll just try. 1 minute. I'll have to try something. She'll just have to leave. There
You
will
have
be a
to press
leave option
leave,
for
Mom.
her. There might be a cross symbol on the top, so you'll need to press that, I suppose.
Leave. Okay. But what do you want to leave?
Yeah. Yes, that's how. Okay.
They're gone.
So you also have a daughter, right? Will she like to join in or say anything, or will she also be in the class?
She's in school too.
Okay, that's all right. Anybody else you'd like to bring on and say something?
You know what? I can bring my. I don't know if he's on here.
Okay.
Vcid, if he's on.
So what's?
Oh, my cousin's on. I think she's on. What about T in Paras? If
I'll
she's
just
on.
check.
She hasn't left yet.
I have Bizarre, Nina, Ali. Thank you for joining us. Charles and Monique, Mrs. Beverly, and Tanya Paras. If I'm announcing your names right, forgive me if that's wrong. And I thank you all for joining in.
You can bring Tanya, T in Paras on, Tanya.
I'll do that. Okay. So I've just invited her. We're waiting for her to join in. He's live.
Hey, girl.
Hello?
Hello. Namaste from India.
I'm trying to find a quiet spot. Okay. Maybe right here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can see you.
You see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This is my partner in crime.
Always.
I think the amount of time you both have spent together, you just started looking like each other.
Oh my gosh, we do. Yeah. She's my cousin.
What happened?
He said all the
Joking?
time we spent together, we started looking like each other.
Oh. You
So
caught me
would you
while I
like to
was.
say anything? Yes. Yes, please.
Oh, you know, me and Jennifer have grown up together since the day we were born, best friends, inseparable. I could go on and on about her. She's very ambitious, very motivated. You know, she's gone through times in her life where it wasn't going to bring her down, and she never let it. And I just think that she has done so much for her life, and I'm just so proud of her.
Thank you,
And
Mama.
it's going to make me cry, so I need to stop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She's the best.
How do you like the book? Have you read the book?
I have it, and I've gone through quite a few pages. Me and my daughter have it, so we're fighting for it all the time.
Okay. I see. Pleasure to meet you again.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, love you.
Love you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
So, as a publisher, I'm always curious to know what those who have read the book I published thought about the cover, the presentation, the quality, the content, about, of course, the poet. So, if we have anybody watching us and have purchased the book, I take this opportunity to ask you to leave a review on our website. There's a button below the book where you can leave a review, and I'm sure I'll share it wherever it's possible to let others know that this is a really good book to read.
Thank you.
But for now, I'll definitely like to know from you, Jennifer. Is it okay to call you by your name first?
Absolutely.
Yeah. About what is your first take when you held the book for the first time? What was it like? What was the feeling, or what was your opinion about the book as an author, having received the book from a publisher?
I don't think it's a feeling that I can truly explain. I was filled with so much joy, and then when I saw it and held it in my hands, it was just like a feeling that I feel like you want to chase more of. And the cover is beautiful. It's exactly what I asked for. I know that, we went back and forth. Maybe once I said, hey, I want this changed, and I think it came out beautiful from the writing to the actual picture of the blue jay and all this under here. Even the color of it, like I didn't pick it. Y'all did that, and y'all designed all of it. I just told y'all kind of an idea of what I like, and it came out absolutely beautiful. So I thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I'd like to share that there's a host of emotions that flow so smoothly in your poems. No wonder your words simply tap the doors of the heart whenever a reader flips through the pages. This is something which I noted down when I was actually browsing the few poems that I read before we came on. And moving onwards, I'd like to make a small announcement that we recently added Read on Goodreads, a tab on the bottom right edge of the book. I don't know how many of us have noticed that. Basically, that's been put after many prospective readers were telling us that they wish to know a little bit more about the book which they'd like to purchase. In this case, about the author, about you. So we've added that tab called Read on Goodreads, so that people who are curious can find what they're looking for, and they really make it really happen. What there's a blog that comes across when a person visits and they're about to purchase a book or read a book, and then they say, oh no, I don't want to go for this. That obstacle has just been crossed by just adding that little tab there, and I'm sure that people now will start showing interest, more interest than what they have shown so far.
Right.
Yeah. And secondly, there's a small code that's mentioned that goes unnoticed mostly inside the book on the credits page, where the price of the book is there, the ISBN and the publisher logo is there. That's known as Vcid.
Okay.
So that Vcid code is very significant. It's a small thing, but I think it gets unnoticed. It helps to let the book be tracked and its visibility in different parts. You might be able to see it when you open the book on the second page. So I request those who have the book to go on that website and use that Vcid to let the other people around the world know that your book is there in these parts of the world. That's a very significant thing that we've added in all our books, not just your book, but it's there in all the books which we've published so far. And another thing that I'd like to know, like our viewers to know, is this book has been edited by Nicholas Lawrence Carter, who is from USA and is one of the reputed editors in USA. Highly paid, and he is really well known over there.
Awesome.
And the designer of the book is Laura Antonioli, who is from England, and the cover designer is Connie Deres from Germany.
Well,
These little things go unnoticed, so I thought I should mention this when we are talking about your book.
Absolutely.
So you're also published in our anthology called Joys of Aging.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask you whether you like any other poet in that book apart from your work, that if you have come across reading that book and you liked anything in particular in that book.
I did. I mean, that book in particular.
This is the book?
Yes. Can you get me that book real quick? It's on top of the... No. It's The Joys of Aging. That one. Yes. This one. Right?
That's correct.
Yes, this one's a huge, and there's a lot of really, really, really good poems in here. I think this one was the one that I really caught my eye, by Sarah Myers, Growing Old.
Okay.
But I mean, every single one of them in here is great.
Okay. We recently had 2-3 poets who recited their work and who spoke about this book. I don't know whether you attended one of them, I believe. Recently,
I did the last one, and I think he read his. And do you want me to read mine?
Oh, sure. You may go. It will be nice for everybody around to listen to you.
This one is entitled Life Keeps Going. The coarse white hairs on my head have sporadically begun to take up their respective places. They peek out from the highlights and sparkle at me as to say, hello, you. A year ago, at the first sight of one, I sobbed alone in the shower. Imagine, the days are getting shorter and I becoming older, yet still, I had not quite found my place in life. As I gaze in the mirror at the woman I'm becoming, I feel just okay. Though this precise kind of day gently reminds me, life just keeps going, with or without you. Together, we are inevitably getting older, with the rising of the sun and the shining of the moon, each day closer and closer to our death. Thus, as I close my eyes and rest my head for the night, I remember, life just keeps going.
That's lovely. What comes to my mind is, forgive me for saying this, but you look beautiful and really young. So when you talk about getting older and older, it sounds that it's not really the phrase that I would want you to use for yourself, you know?
But I am. I started getting white hair and I really did freak out. I wrote this poem probably that day. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. I thought it was going to be, I would be in my 40s before I started getting white hair. And here I was in my 30s and white hair everywhere.
Okay, that's lovely. So, I'd like to ask you whether you'd like to say anything else to your viewers and anything that you'd like to express.
Really, I just want to say thank you to everyone here that's attending, to everyone that's purchased my book, to everyone that, inspires me and pushes me to keep going. Because like any other human, sometimes I kind of want to just give up. I kind of want to just lay in bed all day and not do anything. But I think those days, how we talked about in the beginning, it makes for makes you actually want to push harder, And so I just want to thank everyone that's been there for me, everyone that has supported me along the way, and everyone that has put up with me, because I'm a lot. So thank you guys.
I've published a book, the first single author poet overseas that I had published. It's called Mr. Daydream, and it's by Diana Villand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on one of the phases of depression called daydream.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 phases, it's said, and the third one is daydreaming, where you're just about to get over when you were saying about yourself, and it just came up to me. I just wanted to share that. I'd like to know from you whether you approve of me putting this video up on Instagram and YouTube and other social media channels. Is that all right with you?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. And with that, we come to the end of the show. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in, and it's been really nice talking to you and really engaging. And I also thank Instagram. Actually, this is how we connected with each other and we came live where others could watch us. And I also thank you, because without you it would not be possible.
Thank you so much. I thank you for having me, publishing me, everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.